Hey there, Magic players. Barry White here for MagicUntapped.com and Magic Untapped right here on YouTube. It's time for another pack cracking. We're going to open up a draft booster of Ravnica Remastered. Ravnica Remastered is a set that contains cards from across all sets based on Ravnica. Imagine that. Let's get this thing open. All right, we're going to start with the commons here. Let's start with a Sky Knight Legionnaire. Skylight Legionnaire. Cost 3, 1 generic, a red and a white for a creature, human knight with flying and haste, and it's a 2/2. Not really all that terrible when you think about things in limited. Up next, we have Bomber Corps. Bomber Corps, not Bomber Corpse. Bomber Corps, red and 1 for a 1/2 creature, human soldier with battalion. Whenever Bomber Corps and at least 2 other creatures attack, Bomber Corps deals 1 damage to any target. Battalion, you have to have 3 creatures total, the one with battalion +2 for it to trigger. And this one deals 1 damage to any target. Could be a defending creature, could be a player, could be a planeswalker. It has its uses, I must say, has its uses. Up next, the next common, we have Balustrade Spy. This is a 2/3 for black and 3 creature vampire rogue. When Balustrade Spy enters the battlefield, target player reveals cards from the top of their library until they reveal a land card, then put those cards into their graveyard. I believe this was a key component in the Oops All Spells combo deck, and you still might see it seeing some play in Legacy even today. Up next, we have Arrester's Zeal, which is a common, costing 1 white. It's an instant. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Has addendum. If you cast a spell during your main phase, that creature gains flying until end of turn. So yes, if you're bad at Magic and you want to play an instant as a sorcery, not only does that creature get +2/+2, it also gets flying for 1 white. Really not that bad. Could be a good gotcha spell or a get out of jail free sort of a spell. See how you play it. Up next, another white one. This is more of a classic. This is Faith's Fetters. Faith's Fetters costs white and 3. It's an enchantment aura. Enchant permanent. Ending permanent. When Faith's Fetters enters the battlefield, you gain 4 life. Enchanted permanent cannot attack nor block, and its activated abilities cannot be activated unless they are mana abilities. This is something you would probably want to grab in limited. I remember seeing this in constructed, see it in EDH and Oathbreaker every now and then. Still a useful card despite being a 4-drop. Still pretty good. Up next, we have a counter spell, Quench. Quench, blue and 1, counter target spell unless this controller pays 2. Not that exciting, not the best, but it has its uses in limited. You might throw 1 or 2 in your deck now, it depends what you end up drafting otherwise. Up next, sticking with commons, we have Forced Adaptation. Forced Adaptation costs 1 green, it's an enchantment aura. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, put a +1/+1 counter on enchanted creature. Combos well with hardened scales and other things. Also kind of nice, just get some incremental growth on your little guys and make them big, or your bigger guys and make them bigger. Up next, still with the commons, we have Slitherhead with the really cool macabre artwork. This costs a black or green with that hybrid mana there. It's a creature plat zombie, so 1/1 has Scavenge 0, which means pay 0, exile this card from your graveyard. Put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to the card's power on target creature. Scavenge only as a sorcery. So you basically can pop this in your graveyard one way or another. And for free, you can put a +1/+1 counter on one of your creatures. I think green may have had a +1/+1 theme to it. I think so. Up next, an uncommon now. This is Azorius Justicar. 2 white and 2 for a creature human wizard. When Azorius Justicar enters the battlefield, detain up to 2 target creatures your opponent's control. That means, until your next turn, those creatures cannot attack or block, and their activated abilities cannot be activated. This can be quite frustrating, especially for someone who might be about to win the game, could win you the game. Our next card, sticking with uncommons, we have Muddle the Mixture, which is 2 blue for an instant counter target instant or sorcery spell. It also has Transmute for 2 blue and 1, so you pay that, discard the card, search your library for a card with the same mana value as this card, reveal it and put it in your hand, then shuffle. Transmute only as a sorcery. Basically, most people use this card not as a counter spell, but as a tutor, where they can find any other 2-drop they might need that's in their deck. Next card in this pack, we have Rakdos Firewheeler. The Rakdos Firewheeler costs 2 black and 2 red for a total of 4. It's a 4/3 creature human rogue. When Rakdos Firewheeler enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target opponent and 2 damage to up to 1 target creature or planeswalker. Fun with blink abilities, which is all not that common with black and red, but it is fun with blink abilities. It can also, take care of a target when it ETBs. It's not bad. I mean, I've seen worse for 4. I've seen worse. First rare, we have Sphinx's Revelation, I should say. This costs X plus white and 2 blue. It's an instant. You gain X life and draw X cards. I do know this does see play. I remember, at least on Arena, there was a Approach the Second Sun deck that used this as a way to kind of fish it back on top of your deck while gaining some life and keeping you from losing the game before you win the game. So it's not a bad card. I do remember it saw play here and there. Up next, we're going with a retro border, and this is a cool card. This is Rhythm of the Wild. Rhythm of the Wild is an enchantment costing green, red, and 1. It says creature spells you control cannot be countered. Non-token creatures you control have Riot. And Riot, for those who don't remember, maybe they didn't play back when, I want to say this is what, Ravnica Allegiance, I want to say, or maybe Guilds of Ravnica came out. Riot says whenever a creature with Riot enters the battlefield, you get to choose if it gets haste or a +1/+1 counter. Even beyond that, the fact that, your creatures can't be countered is pretty handy and can be quite frustrating for your opponent. Up next, we have another retro frame one. This one's in foil. This is Call of the Conclave. It's a sorcery costing 1 green and 1 white that just simply lets you create a 3/3 green centaur creature token. Pretty plain and simple and shiny. Do love the shiny. Our final card in this pack, we have Orzhov Guildgate. It's just a land gate, comes in play taps for white or taps for black. And then finally we have a token here. It's a centaur and a QR code on the back. Little centaur token goes well with that Call of the Conclave that makes the green centaur tokens. So if I were going to draft this, I have a few good options I do like, such as that Skylight Legionnaire, but I think I would go for the Rhythm of the Wild, that enchantment that gives all my creatures Riot and makes them not be able to be countered. Nice protection there. Plus, I can build really aggro around that. So there you go. That is this pack of Ravnica Remastered. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that like and subscribe button. And also we have a tip jar on Patreon if you would like to support the channel that way and help us get some more packs to open in the future. Thanks again.